name is Alden Engelbrecht, and I started Garage 10 about 9 years ago, obviously coming from the dealerships, where I built up most of my experience, working for different brands. But my heart's always been with the Honda brand, and I've always wanted my own business. I've always wanted a workshop, and when I made this decision a good couple of years ago, then there were always obstacles and there were always challenges, but ultimately deciding, you know what, this is what I want to do. It's always been my passion, to work on cars. It calms many people down, not just myself, but yeah. So I started this together with my brother, also being assisted by family, friends, being supported by family and friends, which was to me very important at the time, because it's unknown waters, and you don't know what to expect. Waking up 3 in the morning, not knowing where the next job is going to come from. It's always tough. It's a tough industry, and pushing through COVID and all the other challenges being thrown at you. It's not easy. Load shedding. I mean, I take my hat off to so many other people doing this, doing mechanical work, running successful businesses, and also with that, successful workshops. It's a very tough industry because we depend on loyal customers. We depend on suppliers, and we also depend on so many other entities to add ultimately value to our businesses. And also in this case, as a workshop, there are many services that we provide, primarily service diagnostics and repair work. But with that, we've also, in a sense, built up a good relationship and reputation for ourselves, but more a good relationship with dealerships. And so when Rowan contacted us about 8 years ago, he said, listen, Aldrin, Motorlease would like to ask you to do our vehicle inspections for us, because in this industry there's a lot of things and scams going on, and people are getting raw deals. So to them it's important to finance vehicles that's in good condition, and hence they're contacting us for the thorough vehicle inspection. So what we do is, when we do these inspections, we basically follow manufacturer specifications, where we would have the vehicle with us for a full day, because we need to have the vehicle cool down as much as we can, because we need to do compression test. We need to make sure that there's no oil leaks, that the suspension is good. We need to do coolant pressure test. We need to check fluid levels. We need to check fluid quality, brakes, etc. And all the other components that's important for not just from a mechanical perspective, but also from a vehicle fitness, which means being roadworthy, in a sense where there are noticeable things that could deem the vehicle unroadworthy. So these are important things to both Motorlease and Garage 10. And we feel that these vehicles that are being sent to us for this inspection, 90 to 95% of the time, these vehicles end up coming to us for maintenance after that. So we built a good relationship with both seller and buyer, because we specialize in the Honda brand, and ultimately it supports us as a business, and not just as a once-off, but also in the long run. So it's a continuation of that relationship that we built, and to us it's been very beneficial. I would say from the networking perspective, and also building a good reputation for yourself. It's important because we are RMI approved. And yes, it might just be a piece of paper, but it gives people a sense of calm and credibility that at least there's something that they can fall back onto, if anything. So we're just trying our best to put things in place to make the transition or these transactions, to make it run smooth. And it's always a breeze to work with Rowan and Motorlease and the team. We've been working together for a good couple of years, and it's such a joy. You can see people when they come here and they bring their cars and we do the inspection. From that point, the anxiety up until when they collect the cars and when the dealer's financed, people are genuinely happy with the service, number one, with the service that we provide, because they also want that peace of mind. Other than Motorlease, the new owners, the buyers, always also want that peace of mind, to know that they're buying a good car and that they also now have somewhere to take their cars, a reputable place for future maintenance work, repair work, or diagnostic work. And that's what we do. So at any point in time when we start the process of doing inspections on vehicles, generally you would start with appearance. If a car looks good on the outside, chances are it might be good underneath, but that we can't leave that to chance. So what we would then do is we would basically follow the same procedure as your normal testing stations, like tires, suspension, brakes, and then putting the car on the lift. Obviously, you can see more from underneath. Suspension checks. Any damage underneath needs to be noted. If it makes the vehicle unroadworthy or dangerous to the buyer, in that case where tires are worn, uneven wear, wheels that are damaged, rims buckled, lower control arms, any leaks from CV boots, prop shafts, if there's any damage, anything that's visibly damaged that you can see. In most cases, we would start with a visible inspection, so what we see, and note what's wrong with that, and then we would proceed to inspect all the fluid levels, check the leaks, check for any leaks. We inspect exhaust, if there's any aftermarket parts fitted on the vehicle, if there was tempered with suspension parts, if there was any software or wiring that were manipulated in any way or form. Sometimes you get vehicles that's been in accidents where, in layman's terms, where they JIPO the SRS system, which is the supplemental restraint system, the safety system, the airbags. Cars been in accidents, airbags were deployed, and there's people out there that find ways to manipulate these things. And these are things we need to pick up. Cars it's been in quite bad accidents. We've seen many of them here where suspensions were cracked, were welded on, and these are things that we won't allow. We need to put our name to what we do, and we can't do it. We don't turn a blind eye. We don't. And ultimately, we need to make sure that Motorlease is happy, that they can finance the vehicle. So we would focus mostly on the more high-end vehicles, like your Type Rs, the inspection on Type Rs, S2000s, where these vehicles in general are driven hard. And we need to make sure that there's no underlying issues. things that could easily be missed when you do a normal vehicle inspection. So we have to be very thorough when it comes to, and it's expected of us from Motorlease, and to surpass the motor industry standard in general.